Our customers face massive challenges these days, and they need to manage the increase in material costs, they need to manage the increase in energy costs, but also new regulations, geopolitical decisions as well, are having a huge bearing on our customers. Same time they face a shortage of suppliers, and not only that, the workforce. How do they secure new talent in the workplace? So they've got lots of challenges, but that gives us fantastic opportunities. And for Solid Solutions and for Dassault Systèmes, I think we can help with some of those challenges as well. You can't switch on the news today without hearing the word sustainability. But it's not just in the news, it's on every CEO's mind. And following the recent COP26 event in Edinburgh, I was reading an article, and the article was really clear in stating that the topic of sustainability is the top issue on 73% of chief executive officers' mind. The key thing there is, how do we help with that, and how do we help them address those initiatives? We know as well that the world we live in is more and more volatile. It's more uncertain, of course, and it's more complex and it's ambiguous, right? And those challenges are faced by every CEO, as well as this topic of sustainability. How do we address those challenges? How do we help our customers become more business sustainable? It's a challenge. In the challenging context, our customers are becoming more interested in the power of virtual twin experiences, which enables our customers to have a real-time virtual representation of their product, the platform or ecosystem in reality, that they use to model, visualize, predict as well, and provide feedback on any complex system or any complex production line, or even the human heart, for example. We can help with the virtual twin technology to provide more sustainable operations, and a transition towards a more circular economy as well. Our customers understand that if we can help them reimagine the world of tomorrow, and at the same time drive their own resilience in the marketplace and drive their sustainability agenda, then it'll be a true partnership moving forward. How do we turn sustainability from a risk to an opportunity? And I guess that's the question. And it's true mainly in three domains, from my perspective. First, in the way that our clients innovate on their products and services that they deliver into the market. Secondly, in the way that they work with more agile organisations and broader networks of people, skills and knowledge, creating the workforce of the future. And finally, how do they create value whilst at the same time reinventing the business models? Why does sustainability of products and services matter to our clients? Take a couple of simple examples from different industries. By 2030, electric cars should represent 60% of all new sales. And in the last 10 years, electronic waste has grown by 40%, but we're only recycling less than 20%. Another example, 14% of the food is lost along the supply chain before it even reaches the end customer. So massive challenges that we face in terms of products and services. How can we help? Well, with the 3D Experience platform, we can bring together a wide range of technologies for design, development, simulation, of course, and manufacturing, planning, project management. And it enables the development of those virtual twin experiences to provide not only a digital representation of the product, but also simulation of how that product may behave in the real world, and how it is assembled, how it's delivered, how a customer can interact with it from cradle to cradle. So I said cradle to cradle. I didn't say cradle to grave. And why is that? Well, the circular economy, for me, is a simple idea that increases in complexity depending, obviously, which industry you're working in. And in today's economy, what do? We take resources, we make things with them, and then essentially we throw them away at the end. We live in a take, make, waste kind of economy. And for me, the idea of a circular economy, or cradle to cradle as I mentioned, is to change our habits into a circle that we take, we make, and then we reuse in order to keep resources within the economy for as long as possible. So today, I'm sitting on a chair. What will the chair be in its next life when we recycle it? Let's look at the second topic. Organisation skills, the people element of this, the workforce of the future. And how do we evolve the workforce of the future to address the skills gap and working practices for people in business? Some key facts. So 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030 don't even exist yet. 90% of employers face severe recruiting or retention issues. We all know about that. 90% of companies as well lack the digital skills to drive the transformation. And the board of directors are ageing rapidly across the world. We need to define a new way of working. We need to leverage the 3D Experience platform to help people really collaborate and contribute through communities, dashboards, and interactive group applications, such as 3D Lean, for example, on the 3D Experience platform. So in that way, people can capture their ideas, they can share knowledge, and maximise business benefit as well, of course, and value to the business. That knowledge and know-how then is stored, it's reused, it's leveraged, and anyone else in the business and in the supply chain can use it, and they can continue learning, leveraging the power of the 3D Experience platform. But we can also protect that corporate memory, and that's so important because of what we mentioned earlier, an ageing workforce. How do we protect the knowledge, the know-how, that experience within the business? And we can do that again by capturing the data. And on the 3D Experience platform, the compass allows you to understand the past while better navigating the future. The world needs new business models. We have to change, right? And we've got to drive the transition to a 21st century economy aligned with ethical, social and environmental concerns. As we mentioned earlier, you can't turn on the news, right, without hearing the word sustainability. So, business models. Again, we'll come back to the same point I did earlier, some key facts. Half of the Fortune 500 companies have disappeared in the last 20 years. We count today more than 1,000 unicorns and startup companies across just the Euro-North region who are innovating and disrupting entire sectors. The majority of companies now consider that business models are a source of future competitive advantage. So we can help those clients now define what those business models are in a more sustainable way. The 3D Experience platform empowers collaboration between suppliers, customers and internal stakeholders. But in addition, it allows businesses to simulate how operating models will work again in the real world when they're implemented through the creation of virtual twins. One of the clients that we're working with together, Solid Solutions and Dassault Systems, know only too well how important that topic of sustainability is. And that client's Vertical Aerospace. They're not your typical aerospace and defence company, right? They're disrupting the whole industry. They're leading the way in sustainable aviation and revolutionising urban air travel. And that's all been done on the 3D Experience platform, helping them create new products and services, new business models, and protecting that workforce of the future. There's also new electric truck companies. They're also disrupting the market. They don't even call themselves truck companies anymore. They focus on decarbonising logistics. They talk about making city centre streets safer. And they're also talking about making it healthier and a more pleasant place in the world. Virtual twins are becoming a reality for professionals, for consumers, for patients even, for citizens and workers. And we can all model and simulate what they imagine and how they make it real. So what's our mission? Our mission is to provide virtual universes to enable sustainable innovation. And our strategic ambition is to become the world's #1 partner for reinventing a sustainable economy. So for me, Solid Solutions are a great business, right? Solid Solutions have over 40,000 clients, even before the acquisition of Design Rule and Desktop Engineering. And the acquisition of Design Rule and Desktop Engineering really now gives the opportunity for Solid Solutions to grow on that really strong foundation of 40,000 customers, to elevate the conversation yeah, to ensure that we can deliver an end-to-end capability for all of those clients from cradle to cradle, yeah, using the 3D Experience platform. So for me, it's a great step. It will disrupt the market, undoubtedly, because Desktop Engineering and Design are both great companies in their own right, but now they have the power of Solid Solutions now to drive that business forward.